First off, I'd like to say I'm not Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I get that a lot. I don't get a hot guy, I get Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yeah, I've been in LA for a while, but I actually had to stay at a hotel because my wife and I got in a fight. That was fun. And they told me that there was a handicap room in the bathroom. Or excuse me, they said there was a handicap bar in the bathroom, and I was like, great. Those people make enough noise when they're sober. Oh, wait, it's worth it. You know, my grandmother told me my ancestors were Irish horse thieves. And I was like, couldn't you lie to me? Make me feel a little bit better about myself. Just change the word thieves to owners. She said I did. I changed the word fondlers to thieves. I'll wait. It's also worth it. The only sport I play right now is golf, and I'm terrible at it. I'm awful. I hooked my last ball so far to the left, it landed next to a gay couple getting married in a field of stem cells. I'm sorry, was that joke out of bounds? Was it out of bounds? So Barack Obama is the president. I'm kind of happy about that. Yes, thank you. I had no part in it, but thank you anyways. But he's the president now. I still think McCain had a much better grasp of the Constitution. Hey. He was there when they signed it, okay? He was there. Guy's old. I think he might be a Highlander, honest to God. Cut his head off, see what happens. Probably shouldn't say that on TV phone time. Okay, so now that I've got that out of the way, let's talk about what's important in women. This girl once, pay attention, ma'am. This girl once told me that the perfect size breast should fit in a champagne glass. And yeah, exactly. And I was always thought, under the impression that the perfect size breast should fit in a punch bowl. Now, come on now. I didn't say it had to form an airtight seal. It just has to fit. That's all I'm asking. Most of the people in the room, I think, would do that. You can probably tell from my act that I'm Catholic. I'm a Catholic and I was an altar boy, you know, and yeah, oh, exactly. That's all you gotta say. I know you're all nice people, but you think, well, did they touch you? Did they play with your monkey? And the truth is no, you know, but not for lack of effort. I actually had a priest come up to me and say, we should take off our shirts and touch each other's chests. Yeah, and I remember I said, that's sissy stuff, and I ran away. Looking back, I think saying that was actually gayer than if I just touched his chest. True story. Exactly, I had to live it, thank you. But I was on a plane recently, and I was sitting next to this Arab woman, and you know, I don't want to be racist in this day and age, you know, but the whole flight I was totally keeping an eye on her, you know. I was like, hey, you better be going to the bathroom. And this is my wife, which makes it much worse. But I know her, and she's a shifty little bugger. I wouldn't put it past her. Honest to God. So I'm Irish, and my wife is Palestinian. Yeah. I live it again. I'm Irish and she's Palestinian, so we do have kids. We're not sure if they're going to blow themselves up in Israel or Northern Ireland. We have picked out a name, though. Kaboom is the name we've chosen for our child. Very rich masculine name. And I've been married for 10 years now, and I'm glad I'm married, because if I wasn't married, I'd probably wind up going to a prostitute so often, I'd have to send her a 1099, and that's not good. I guess technically it's a 1069 if you want to be technical about it. But you get the idea. And I think the secret to being married, as long as I have been, is one simple thing. After a meal, never ever say to your wife, "Wow, you are hungry." Because I hate coming home to my wife after a fight, you know? I mean, I'd rather walk into a house and find Chris Hansen from Dateline, honest to God. He'll just walk in the door and he'd be like, "Is my wife here? No? It's just you? Thank God. Did you get the pictures of my..." And who knew taking pictures of your was so popular? But it's the #1 package at Sears Portrait Studio, which I think is telling. I think the only job worse than photographer is hair and makeup. I think that's one step under there. But I've been reading the paper a lot. I do occasionally read the paper. And I read that Versace's granddaughter, Allegra, is battling anorexia. And all I could think was, if only her grandfather had run a big and tall store, then she could be battling diabetes. And that's a nice thought. But it's got to be tough for her, don't you think? Yeah. Being named after an allergy relief medication. I think the only person angry about their first name is her brother, Ricola Versace. He's pretty angry. Ricola, not a Ricola fan, that's all right. So I was in Chicago, and I was staying at the Embassy Suites Hotel, and there was all these Special Olympics kids staying there, you know? And I was like, well, that's cool, putting them up in a real hotel and not just cracking the windows of the van. So I'm going up the elevator with this chaperone guy, and he's like, "This is great, you know, these kids are just like real athletes." And I'm like, "Well, not really, but okay." And he's like, no, come here, I'll show you. So we go down the hall, he pushes open the door to one of their rooms, and sure enough, they're all sitting around doing cocaine with hookers. Good for you, Billy. Don't forget to send her a 1099.